Hey guys, Kristi Noem, Donald Trump's pick for the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, had it out with Blumenthal in today's confirmation hearing. Guys, this clip is kind of crazy. I want to show it to you right now. Check it out.
Bullets in your bag. I had a guy with bullets in the back of his pickup truck coming back from Mexico. We arrested him and took his truck. And only because the Institute of Justice fought for him for 3 years did he get his truck back. I mean, that's crazy, the things we do. Let's have some common sense, and hopefully someone overseeing it will allow that. Senator Blumenthal, you're going to finish this up.
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, guys, pay attention to how he crafts his questions here, and then Kristi Noem's responses.
Paul, I'm the last of your questioners, so that means I get unlimited amounts of time.
Okay.
Not really. Not even close. I want to sort of continue the emphasis on bipartisanship, and most especially on immigration reform. What this nation needs is comprehensive immigration reform. We know about the need for more H-1B visas and other kinds of extensions of the visa program that enable the United States to have more workers that are desperately needed in certain areas of our country. We know that there has to be better border security generally. We know we need to provide some kind of path to earn citizenship for a lot of the undocumented people in this country. And we know it's possible because we did it in 2013. Mm-hmm. The United States Senate, as you will recall, passed a comprehensive immigration reform measure. Overwhelmingly, it was bipartisan. I was proud to be a part of it going through the Judiciary Committee, but obviously it will involve Homeland Security. And I hope that we can continue, as Senator Langford was a part of the effort in the last session, to expand on those efforts and move forward.
He's getting to something, guys, I promise.
Forward on a bipartisan basis toward bipartisan, comprehensive immigration reform. I want to talk to you a little bit about domestic terrorism, which we discussed during my previous round, and I know you've discussed it afterward, including not just migrant crime and radicalization by ISIS, which are real and present problems. I also want to ask you about domestic terrorism events.
Guys, I promise this guy never gets to the point. All right, I promise, though. He's going to ask a question. Just a minute.
Related to groups outside our borders, we've seen a rise in anti-Semitism in this country. It has spiked beyond any prediction.
Yeah.
And I want to know of your concern with anti-Semitist, racist events, Charlottesville, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. There's a shorthand for these violent terrorist acts against people in the United States.
Yes, Senator, I'm very concerned about what we've seen in this country as far as anti-Semitic violence that has happened. In fact, last year during our legislative session, I brought legislation to more clearly define it so that we could fight it in our home state. And I'm hopeful I can work with you to continue to do what we can to make sure that we are addressing this rising threat and not facilitating it in this country.
And I just want to make sure that when you say we're protecting Americans against terrorism, that we're protecting all Americans, including people in mosques, in churches, in synagogues, people regardless of their worship, their race, their background. We need to protect all Americans from anti-Semitism, racism, Islamophobia. I hope you'll commit to that effort.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Senator. And I look forward to working with you to do that.
In my closing minute and a half, I just want to call your attention to an effort that I've led to help reunite children with their parents, children who were separated as a result of the so-called family separation policy in the last administration. I have introduced a measure called Keep Families Together, not only to limit separation of families at or near ports of entry, but also the Families Belong Together Act for several Congresses to help bring the children, the kids who were victims of this policy and who still are not back with their parents. I hope that you will support that kind of effort.
Senator, the Trump administration never had a family separation policy. They had a zero tolerance policy, which said that our laws would be followed. What I'm alarmed by is the over 300,000 children that went missing during the Biden administration. And when we talk about children and what they're potentially facing as far as victimization in this country and the trafficking that's going on, this administration's lack of desire to find out where those children are or what they may be going through is alarming to me.
Wow, guys. I want you to see how they end this conversation, and he only has like a minute left, so I want to show you that ending, but just had to pause there and say, wow, I've never been as impressed with Kristi Noem as I am right there in that moment when she holds Blumenthal accountable. I mean, Trump's administration's policy aimed to enforce immigration laws. He never set out to separate family. There was no family separation policy. Notice the way that the Democrats try to frame it to make it look like Trump is the bad guy. He's trying to pull families apart. The media's narrative about family separation, it ignores the role of existing immigration laws. Trump just said, hey, you broke our laws. You gotta leave. You're not supposed to be in this country. You're illegal. Noem's rebuttal here clarifies those misconceptions and highlights the importance of accurate context, which I absolutely love. She's peeling back the onion to get to the truth, which is huge, and I highly respect her for that. But hey, guys, we're going to finish this clip. I want to say thanks for watching so far to this point, guys. Go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, and I appreciate all the support, appreciate all the love, all the support, guys. Anyway, all right, check out how she ends this because this is really interesting.
So I want to stop that.
Because my time is expiring, I'm just going to interrupt again with apologies to say, let's put aside.
Well, I can't put aside 340,000 children.
Labels. Let's put aside what happened in the past. There are still 1,000 children who are separated and waiting to be reunited. I'd like your commitment that you're going to continue the effort to reunite them with their parents.
Senator, keeping families together is critically important to me and to this country. I'm concerned about Laken Riley's family, that they no longer have her. I'm concerned about the fact that we have people in this country that don't know where their children are, or people in other countries who sent their children here and they've been lost by this administration. So yes, my focus will be to keep families together. We will uphold our law and we'll make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our children safe from the trafficking and the drug epidemic that's hit this country.
I'm going to end on an optimistic note and say I take that as a yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Wow. All right. I mean, Democrats, guys, they're focusing on criticizing enforcement policies, but they're failing to propose any real solutions. What was their solution when Biden took office? Their solution was, let's just open up the borders and let everyone in. And I appreciate Kristi Noem saying, hey, yeah, we're going to try to protect our children from all the criminals that are coming into our country because you failed to have a real solution to the problem. And the lack of action on securing the border undermines not only national security, but it undermines law enforcement. And it's absolutely ridiculous what this past administration has done. Noem's strong leadership contrasts with the left's politically driven narratives where they're just a big demonstration of weakness. My question to you is, do you believe that Trump administration's immigration policies in his first term were unfairly misrepresented by the media? Let me know down in the comments, yes, no, or maybe you need more information. And guys, just looking at how they worded these questions, guys, at how Blumenthal went after Kristi Noem here, you see how they like to twist things, how they like to change the facts, how he tried to corner her a few times and she wasn't having it. And I will say Blumenthal, I don't know what happened to him between today and the other day when he was interviewing Pam Bondi, because he was like savage then. And then today he's like, it looks like he maybe put on a little extra makeup, maybe he went and listened to some very positive energy, some good music, whatever. I don't know what he did, but it seems like today he's a different guy. Like he's almost trying to make peace, but Kristi Noem, she wasn't having it. When he started to try to manipulate things, she just jumped in and she said, no, wait a minute. Trump never had a family separation policy. Why are you saying that there was a that there was a family separation? There was no policy like that. The policy is very simple. If you come into the country illegally, then you have to go back. That's the policy. We're not trying to separate companies. We're trying to have a border. We're trying to protect our families here in America from illegal criminals that might be pouring in because there's no checks and balances. That's all that happened. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. And hey, I appreciate all the support, guys. We just hit 600 subs on the channel. What? That's awesome. All right. Of course, when we get to 1,000, guys, that's the big threshold, guys. We can get the channel monetized and continue growing the community. That's what it's all about, guys. And of course, we want to do this so that we can give back and so that we can push the truth forward, guys. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the propaganda. I'm tired of everyone saying you can't say this and you can't say that. No, it's time for us to speak out and stand for truth. All right, guys. And I know y'all think the same thing, guys. So leave a big like, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you again tomorrow with another one. Y'all have a good one.